Today we're in Avolianos in Naxos in the Cyclades in Greece, and we're going to see how Arseniko cheese is made. This is one of the oldest cheeses here in Greece and one that some consider the king of Greek cheeses because of the way it's made and the taste that's very powerful. It can get very spicy as it ages for many months. We're going to meet with Yiannis. He's a third generation farmer here in Naxos and he's been making the cheese all his life, and he's going to show us how the cheese is made. To be honest, he's going to be showing us some of the most traditional cheese tools that I've ever seen. I've visited some dairies, but I think this is the most traditional that we can get or that we have got so far on this channel. So I'm really curious to see it. Let's go. Cue from the chicken. Let's go and see how Arseniko cheese is made. When I got there, Yiannis had already heated the milk to 36 degrees, so kept it raw, and added some vegetable rennet to split the milk into curds and whey. Today we've got Kostas as well, who's helping us with translations. After 45 minutes, the curd is ready to be cut.
As you can see, the stick can stand in there. So when we see that, it means that the milk, the cheese is ready. So the stick is about 90 years old. It's made with olive wood. And they say that it adds to the flavor.
Yiannis stirs the curd to separate it from the whey. He does it quickly. He wants the bits of curd to then clump back together and not float individually in the whey.
So the thing that Yiannis wants to do is to collect all the curds into the one side of the cauldron. This cauldron that you see here is also about 100 years old. It's from his grandparent. The stick has to be like that, like a fork, so you can separate the curds and collect all the curds together. It's the oldest one. This one is more than 150 years old. It's also olive wood. So you see many sticks that were here has already broken. So Yiannis wants to keep it as his grandfather had it.
Yiannis then takes out big chunks of the curd, squeezing out excess whey, and places the curd in a basket.
He checks if there is any hole inside. When he squeezing it and it squirts, it means that it had a hole inside. So we don't need any hole because if it has any oxygen inside, after like a month it will crack. So we don't need that. He wants now to give the pattern on the cheese and he wants to get as much liquid as he can out of the cheese.
That was this one here, it's the original.
The oldest one, yeah.
What's the name?
In Greek,
Yeah.
it's tyroboli. It's made with bamboo. Usually we find bamboos next to the lakes, next to the rivers. They are very old. They are very expensive to buy nowadays, and there are no people they make it. This one, it can make the cheese better than the plastic one, but because it gets like the liquid into the bamboos and it keeps it like dry. So it's not so hard when you cut it. But now we don't use it. It's not practical.
Yeah.
Because the cheese gets stuck in here. So this one is the marble cheese making table. It's much easier to be cleaned, but we've got the old one, which is made with olive wood again. They say that the olive wood adds to the flavor of the cheese, so that's why they had olive wood everywhere.
Wow.
So this one wasn't so easy to clean it. That's why it got replaced
By the marble.
by the marble. In Greek we call it tyroskamo. It's because the cheese can sit on this table.
The whey coming out of the basket and onto the marble table is saved.
We will get it back into the cauldron, all the liquid, because when we will be finished with this cheese, with the Arseniko, we will make the second cheese, which is named Mizitra, the female cheese, the creamy one.
On the other hand, Arseniko actually means male. I looked it up and the cheese is called so because of its strong piquant flavors, but also because it used to be, and it is, the first cheese made in the morning, taking all the energy from the milk. Once he's happy with the shape and there are no holes, Yiannis places the cheese back into the whey and flips it. The whey allows him to flip the cheese without breaking it, as the curd is still very delicate at this stage. The cheese rests for 1 hour, then it's salted. It will stay in the mold for 1 week to lock the shape. And then we'll move on to resting on these wooden shelves here.
We have to flip it every day so it doesn't lose the shape and all the liquid. And then after the week, it goes to the upper deck.
You can see the cheeses on the shelves here have a different shape. Yiannis relies solely on his flock of sheep and goats, and the quantity of milk he gets to transform into cheese changes every time. He will use a different size mold every day, depending on how much milk he has. Arseniko cheese can age for over 2 years. The older the cheese, the spicier, stronger it will taste.
This one is the oldest one. It's 1 year and 8 months old.
Oh wow. And this one is a stone. It's from a few years back.
And once per month, all the cheeses gets like a mold on them. So we have to wash them with salty water and oil them with olive oil or butter. We do that because otherwise it will be hard to cut it or anything else. We do it that way because we want to get the olive oil all over the cheese.
That gives it a specific taste as well to the rind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it smells good. It smells like olive oil. So yeah, the olives are the olive trees are used for everything. You have the wood for the table, the stick, then olive oil here.
Mm-hmm. We do everything with the olives, with olive trees.
Okay, Caristo.
Today, Yiannis made 2 wheels of Arseniko with 20 liters of milk. He uses 70% goat's milk and 30% sheep's milk from his 270 animals, 150 sheep and 120 goats. Yiannis needs more sheep because they produce less milk compared to goats. Sheep's milk is also milder in flavor, but contains more fat, which helps give the cheese structure. Yiannis makes more cheese in the winter as sheep and goats do not produce as much milk in the summer. I went at the peak of summer in August, so I'm very grateful Yiannis was able to get some milk for us to see how this wonderful cheese is made.
This one is 4 months old.
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, it's a very grainy texture. So you don't eat the rind for this one?
Mm-hmm. We eat only the inside of the cheese.
That's a shame. You look good. It's very hard after 4 months. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Does it always stay this texture?
Yeah.
I mean,
It might become like harder if it gets older.
all right, let's try it. It's amazing. I mean, I have read just before coming here an article saying it was the best cheese in the world. I think I kind of agree. But it's very grainy, like it's the texture is very rich as well. It's kind of spicy, you know. For 4 months, it's really surprising. You can taste the sheep's milk in terms of like the saltiness, but then it's much more delicate compared to like a pecorino or manchego, like the cheeses that only have sheep. Wow. So you're saying this one? You grate it? How do you eat it?
We don't eat like raw, like what? As it is, we usually have it as grating it on pasta.
I'm gonna try it because there's no shortage of pasta where I live, so it's fine.
You have to.
If you're interested in learning more about the old farm techniques, Kostas showed me some more traditional cheesemaking tools.
These spoons are made with a sheep horn,
Oh wow.
so they are curved into hand. They had it like boiled water, so they could give the shape, and the other stuff was being doing it with a hand. This was used especially for eating. If we will put it in hot water or anywhere like hot, it will lose the shape. Up here, we've got the basket for the milking. So that's the Armeos. This part was used to protect the milk from anything of the goats or the sheep's like puppies or anything. They had the milk in there, so if anything could go in the milk, they had a bush to put in here so they could filter the milk.
This one is the old farmhouse from 350 years ago that they now have converted into a museum.
That's the first cheesemaking table.
Oh wow.
That's the first cold room. Scissors, sharing the chips, shepherd stick, dining table, old keys, the bed,
This one?
the bathtub.
Wow. They were small. They were short.
Armeos.
So Armeos is the name of the farm, but
Armeos is
also the name of the...
Of the milking bucket.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. There is so much more cheese content for you, even though I said this one might be the most traditional yet that we've seen on the channel. And if you have more recommendations for other cheeses you'd like to try, that you discover on your travels, feel free to let me know in the comments. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching the channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Oh. No.
Beautiful shot.
Because you're looking at the view, not at the... Mamma mia. I'm going very slow.